Hello, this is Ariella Carmel. I'm reporting from Calcalist and Sufersal's Food Waste Reduction and Sustainability Conference here in Tel Aviv. I'm joined today by Saar Safra, the CEO and co-founder of Beewise. Hi, Saar.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Can you tell us a bit about what Beewise does?
Yes, we build robotic beehives to save the bees. I'll give you a couple of stats that are relevant. First of all, 75% of all the fruit, vegetables, seeds, and nuts that we consume on the planet are pollinated by bees. This is not just bees happen to be in the field. These are bees that professional beekeepers bring in for pollination purposes at scale all around the globe. At the same time, 35% of all bee colonies collapse on the planet every year. From China to the US and everything in between, doesn't matter where you are, you will lose 35% of your bees. So these two stats don't coincide, and so what we do is we build robotic beehives that actually allow the bees not only to survive, but to thrive using deep technology such as AI-powered robotics and so on.
Amazing. And have you always been passionate about saving the bees and technology to support the population? What led you to join Beewise?
It started 5 years ago. My co-founder and I, we founded the company. His name is Elia, and he's a beekeeper. He's a commercial beekeeper, and he had this idea. I'm just here to take the credit, but he's the one with the idea. But he didn't really know how to go about founding a company and kind of scaling it globally. And so that's where I joined, and together we pushed forward this whole notion of saving the bees, not only to save the planet, but also for commercial purposes.
Amazing. Now, for those who may not know, can you speak a bit more to how the bee population impacts the global climate crisis, in addition to obviously growing our food?
Yes, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. The idea is that because of climate change, we're losing our bees at scale. Again, 35% of all the colonies collapse every year. That's not sustainable in the long term. And that's mostly attributed to global warming, climate change. And then as the bee population dwindles, that helps climate change kind of become even worse on the planet, because bees are the most efficient pollinator that nature has created for the last 150 years. And so when you think about us, humans on this planet, our global food supply, things like avocado, tomatoes, cucumbers, cotton, coffee, all these things are pollinated by bees. And, when we think about climate change, usually we think about 50 to 100 years out with rising sea levels and carbon in the air. But when you lose 35% of your population every year, in 25 years, we won't have enough bees to sustain ourselves. We will be finding ourselves buying a tomato for Friday dinner for $100 and celebrating around it. That's where we're heading.
Wow, that's bleak. Do you think that enough is being done internationally and in Israel specifically to combat this crisis?
I used to be a software developer. I'm a technologist, so I'm a big believer in technology to solve global issues. Applying ourselves and our talent and our deep technology to solve these things. I don't think enough is being done, but we definitely, as a company and as collaborate people in our company, apply ourselves every day to solve this issue. We're about 170 people strong, and every day, every morning, we come in to save the bees. Whether you're a software developer or a financial guy or, a planner, I don't think enough is being done. I think more should be done because the entire population is at stake here. We're 8 billion people on the planet. Imagine how many tomatoes and cucumbers we eat every single day. That's in the billions. So we need the bees.
Yeah, it's deeply concerning, no doubt. Climate tech, on a positive side, has really started to take off in recent years in response to the climate change crisis. Are you optimistic at all about innovation and technologies that are, being come up with every day in order to combat this?
I'll say I'm more optimistic than I used to be. Look, we're a company that's developing technology for bees. We raised until today $120 million, meaning that there's investors that understand the value and the importance of, doing well by doing good, which makes me more and more optimistic. But the journey is long, right? Today we have about 1,000 devices scattered in the fields. We need tens and hundreds of thousands of devices to really change, make a mark on the planet. So we still have a long way to go, but shorter than it used to be 5 years ago.
I see. And my last question is, do you see the global economic crisis impacting investment in climate tech and in companies like Beewise?
I do. I see the global crisis impacting investments, in a broad fashion across all industries. So, when the tide is down, everything goes down. But I think that comparatively, when you think about climate change, you actually see a relative higher investment in that section, in that vertical versus others. Because I think people understand that, again, we did a lot of harm to our planet. It's time we use our resources and talent to actually undo a lot of these actions. And like I said, I see more, adoption of technology and openness to invest in technology. 5 years ago, when we tried to raise capital for a company, for a bee company, we were mostly thrown out of these conference rooms. Today, there's more attention and openness to the idea of investing in technology for climate tech.
Well, that's good to hear at least. That's all the time that we have for today. So thank you so much for joining us, Saar. And thank you so much to everyone at home who's watching.